Money management tips that can change your financial life. Have you ever wondered where your money goes? You get your salary. You feel rich for a few days. Maybe you buy a few things you've been wanting, order food a couple of times, pay some bills, and before you know it, your bank account is almost empty again. Then you tell yourself, next month, I'll save more. But next month looks exactly the same. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. The truth is, most people don't have a money problem. They have a money management problem. And the difference between the two is much bigger than most people realize. Think about this. There are people earning a modest income who manage to save, invest, and steadily build wealth. At the same time, there are people earning 3 or 4 times more who constantly feel broke. Why? Because wealth is not just about how much money you make. It's about what you do with the money that comes into your hands. Imagine trying to fill a bucket with water. If the bucket has holes in it, it doesn't matter how much water you pour in. The bucket never stays full. For many people, money works exactly the same way. More income helps, but if money constantly leaks through unnecessary spending, lifestyle inflation, and poor habits, financial stress never goes away. One of the biggest mistakes people make is believing that they'll start managing money once they earn more. But psychology tells us something interesting. Humans quickly adapt to new circumstances. When income increases, spending often increases too. A person who earns $2,000 a month dreams about earning $5,000. Then they reach $5,000 and suddenly want a bigger apartment, a better car, and more expensive vacations. Their lifestyle expands to match their income. This is called lifestyle inflation. And it's one of the biggest reasons many people stay stuck financially. The real secret isn't making more money. It's learning how to control money before money controls you. So how do you do that? The first tip is simple. Pay yourself first. Most people spend money and save whatever is left. Successful people do the opposite. They save first and spend what's left. Imagine receiving your paycheck and immediately moving a portion into savings or investments. Even 10% can make a huge difference over time. The second tip is to track where your money goes. This sounds boring, but it's incredibly powerful. Many people think they know their spending habits. Then they track their expenses for 1 month and discover they're spending hundreds of dollars on things they barely remember buying. Small expenses often feel harmless because they're small. But small expenses repeated every day become large expenses over time. A coffee here. A food delivery there. An impulse purchase during a sale. Individually, they seem insignificant. Together, they can quietly drain thousands of dollars every year. The third tip is understanding the difference between wants and needs. Needs keep your life running. Wants make life more enjoyable. There's nothing wrong with wants. The problem happens when every want starts feeling like a need. Modern advertising is designed to create this feeling. Companies spend billions of dollars convincing you that happiness is one purchase away. But think about the last thing you were excited to buy. How long did that excitement actually last? A few days? Maybe a few weeks? Then it became normal. This is another psychological trap called hedonic adaptation. We get used to new things very quickly. That's why buying more stuff rarely creates lasting financial happiness. The fourth tip is to build an emergency fund. Life is unpredictable. Cars break down. Medical bills appear. Jobs can disappear. Without savings, every unexpected expense becomes a crisis. With savings, problems become manageable. An emergency fund acts like a financial shock absorber. It protects your future self from today's uncertainties. Now here's the deeper insight that many people miss. Money management is not really about math. It's about behavior. Most people already know they should save more. They know they should spend less. The challenge isn't knowledge. The challenge is consistency. Financial success often comes from small decisions repeated over and over again. A person who saves a little every month for years usually ends up in a much better position than someone who constantly waits for the perfect opportunity. Small habits create big results. Just like a tiny snowball rolling downhill eventually becomes massive, small financial decisions grow over time. And that's the true power of money management. It's not about becoming rich overnight. It's about creating systems that make wealth almost automatic. So here's your challenge. For the next 30 days, track every dollar you spend. Identify one unnecessary expense. Redirect that money towards savings or investments. It may seem small. But remember, financial transformation rarely begins with giant changes. It begins with one small decision repeated consistently. Because in the end, the people who build wealth aren't always the smartest. They aren't always the highest earners. They're often the people who learned one simple skill: how to manage money better than everyone else. And that single skill can change your financial future forever.